Welcome back everyone, it's time to set off towards Route 9, though I will show you something. You don't have to cut through somebody's house to get out this way. Things have changed a bit. As you can see, you can walk through here. The police station is here, but obviously quite a bit has changed. The house from which Team Rocket stole Dig, TM28, has gone. But as we navigate onto Route 9, we do need cut. It's a bit arduous, really. Cut isn't a very good move in battles. We immediately get admonished and told not to litter. Great start. So, mid-arena is our first opponent and leading us off is Dash. Good shot with strength will take care of these things. We can find some Pokemon along this route. Mankey and Primeape will show up. Only if you're playing Gold version, however. I believe you'd find Meowth and Persian here otherwise. And Raichu. Pretty decent Pokemon, but we've handled a stronger one. I mean, it's kind of not fair to an electric gym to just sort of point Gibson at them and have him drop earthquakes all over the place. But take advantage of what you can. And there we are. There were items along here, but not too much these days. If we navigate up here, we can catch some Pokemon, and we have another trainer who will admonish us not to litter. In fairness, they're doing the right thing. We really should be preserving nature and everything about it. Well, maybe almost everything about it. There are some things which probably could go, like hay fever for one thing. I absolutely hate that, especially since I suffer from it. Fortunately not too bad, but it is genuinely bothersome. Maybe blowflies could go, mosquitoes could probably go because all they do is spread disease. But for the most part, even though I live in a country that is full of lethal animals, is way too hot and usually on fire, nature has a lot to admire. So there you are, Primeape, a little bit stronger than the one Chuck has. Very unfortunate that we're only facing Pokemon around the strength of his gym or Jasmine's. If I'm going to be honest, in the remakes, Kanto is much better. In this, it just starts to drag after a while. They at least made the Pokemon stronger in terms of the opponents you battled. Wild Pokemon was still fairly weak, which is a bit annoying. But we don't want to deal with Rattata. I will take a little bit of time to go searching here, and we'll look for Mankey and Primeape. And there's Primeape very quickly. Primeape was one of the spotlights I prepared, so we will put the focus on it. Up until Infernape's introduction in Generation 4, Primeape actually held the distinction of being the fastest fighting type Pokemon around. This wasn't exactly a great compliment due to the fact its base speed was only 95 and there were many faster Pokemon out there. Nonetheless, Primeape is still relatively capable, being fairly quick all things considered, and hitting fairly hard. It gets access to a very good range of moves throughout the generations, and is actually a little bulkier than you'd think, given it's meant to be based on high speed. Many of its Pokédex entries do mention Primeape giving chase to targets, and being extremely dedicated in doing so. If it latches onto a target, it will chase them in a fury and will not give up until it's caught them. In fact, later Pokédex entries mention that Primeape is perpetually angry, and the only time it is actually peaceful is when it dies, which is actually rather sad and probably a little macabre. Dark backstory aside, Primeape may actually struggle to stand out in later generations because of the many good fighting type Pokemon which have come along. However, if you are playing these games, it does have a fair bit of versatility, and that pretty good speed actually makes it stand out. Given you can find it early in yellow version, it may well be worth your time using Primeape and seeing just what it can do. And now that we've done that, let's switch over to Polari. To be honest, I probably could use Weepinbell. Okay, so we'll chip its HP away with Sonic Boom. Which is admittedly why I kept it. So it's probably right in range for an Ultra Ball. I'll try a Great Ball though. We still have the Lure Ball we got from Kurt. Because of course things played out very differently and I actually just got an Abra from the game corner. Low Kick working much better by virtue of actually dealing damage according to a set power rather than the ridiculous weight ratio thing. And no, Great Balls aren't working. So I will just go with an Ultra Ball. I'm not going to try the Lure Ball for laughs. That was even worse! Seriously? Oh, for heaven's sake, why are the Ultra Balls doing worse? I know I harp on about it, but Dusk Balls. Always Dusk Balls. Right, now we should have it. I'll try that lone Great Ball. There we go. You basically have to put things to sleep. So we have Primeape, the pig monkey Pokemon. If approached while asleep, it may awaken and angrily give chase in a groggy state of semi-sleep. So if we look around we can also find Mankey. And what does Wilton want? Of course they are. Right, well I'm going to have to abandon the search for Mankey, because I don't have Remoraid. So, I need to get the magnet train up and running. It's worth noting, you don't actually need to go through Rock Tunnel in these games. You can take the long way round to get to Lavender Town because there are no trainers in Rock Tunnel at all. There are some items, but they are not really mandatory. You can get the TM for Steel Wing, but it's mainly a waste of a slot because you have to have Flash. Go in there if you want Pokemon. You can find Cubone, Marowak, and Kangaskhan in there. I probably will go in there eventually, but we're on a timer right now. We have half an hour. Oh, that's mean. Alright, come on, Dash. There we go. Can always depend on you, buddy. So... No, we don't want to go down there. There aren't any trainers down there. Alright, there is a hiker. Do I battle them? Yeah, let's get him out of the way. I know I should be rushing, but... I should have fly as well, come to think of it. So, Doug Trio, Dash can take that out pretty easily. Strength takes care of that, and then I can probably switch to Mersey, since we will have more hikers to deal with. Okay. Right, Mersey, you're up. Ice Beam will probably do the job. I think its animation is slightly faster than Surf. And Onyx isn't surviving that. So forget about the amulet coin, we're just rolling now. Wait, not that. Alright, let's run. Do I have my bicycle? Yes, I do. I haven't been using the bicycle that much, mainly because I've been focusing on the fast forward function. Mount Silver is indeed in Johto, the last area you will access in the game. Collect all the gym badges from Kanto and Professor Oak will give you permission to go to Mount Silver. You have the highest level wild Pokemon around there, mid-40s. And then it will take a long time to level grind for the final challenge. So once we beat these guys, we can very quickly rush back. The Pokemon Center... I don't think there's a Pokemon Center near the Rock Tunnel anymore. I've just blanked out on whether there is. Okay, I think we've got one more battle to deal with. These have admittedly been fairly easy. So that hiker is defeated. And away we go, one last opponent, yes. Now normally I'd go searching for Electabuzz by the power plant, the only place you can find it in Gold and Silver, which is very annoying because it's a good Pokemon. Skiploom, no trouble for Mersey, Ice Beam. Very unfortunate for Skiploom it has such a big weakness. Jumpluff is very good at spreading status effects, but unfortunately it's not very powerful. So another Skiploom, same as before, and let's get moving. I will be using repels because I don't want to be running into Pokemon. I still have some. Alright, good. Sorry, but we're in a hurry. Right, so head on down here, and let's get the repels. Good, we still have 8 of those, and get motoring. Surfing isn't very fast. Oh no, wait, there is a Pokemon Center, so I can very quickly grab Pidgeot. Head into the power plant and navigate towards the generator area. Talk to this guy and he will explain about what's happened. If you head out, this guy will get a call. So, this is pretty much the extent of the story in Kanto. dodgy looking guy hanging around, we have to deal with him. It's a Team Rocket grunt, because of course it is. Interestingly, this Team Rocket grunt shows up in a later game, the Unova game specifically. He is very clearly foreign, as evidenced by the funny accent he has. Tell you what, since I don't have too much more battling to do, I'll take Torture out of the team, because I'm keeping Mersey at the front of the party. Anyway, this particular Rocket Grunt shows up in Unova where he has started a family and settled down. You can meet him in Icera City. Okay, Torture. Pidgeot. I'll actually move Mersey to the front of the party. Right, we're set. Let's get motoring. Right, Repel's worn off, that's okay. Quick trip back with Pidgeot. We can fly to the Indigo Plateau if we want to, but we won't be able to get back to Johto, as I've mentioned. Head on over here and go to the gym. Cue Team Rocket Grunt with funny accent. You can actually find the machine part straight away in the remakes. You can only find it after you defeat him in these versions. So quickly head out and go to Nugget Bridge. He will actually attempt to hide between two people in the remakes, but here he's just sort of standing around. Get cycling and battle him. He has pretty much blabbed everything. And he's really not that much of a challenge. Because he is only a grunt, he has a Golbat at level 30. We've faced much stronger than this, so Mersey is going to blitz him with Ice Beam. Down and out. And that puts an end to Team Rocket's plans. And he will tell you where he hid it. Unfortunately, we have already smashed Team Rocket. But it is nice to know that he's turned his life around. Quickly head down here. And it is right there. Right, let's hurry back. It will be fairly quick for you, but I'll cut back to the power plant. Here we are, let's head on inside. Go back to the manager of the power plant and hand over the machine part. You will get the TM for Zap Cannon. Now, I'm not actually going to be teaching it because it's worth noting that Polari can learn it normally. However, Thunder is stronger and a bit more accurate. So, since we have to rush, what we will be doing now is flying to Saffron City, because I asked you to remember where Copycat's house is. We have to go there. Pidgeot away! With that glorious flying animation, we've made it. I think we have about 20 minutes or so to go. Anyway, I've almost walked past it. Head into Copycat's house. It is indeed implied the player actually speaks to her. So, Copycat has asked us to go and find that Poké Doll. Obviously, you'll remember the one I pointed out at the Pokemon Fan Club in Vermilion, because that is indeed it. You're all pretty savvy, you probably figured it out very easily if you had a look around. Head down here and talk to this guy. And there we are, we have Copycat's Pokédoll. This is the one that Red bought for her. That was how you got TM31 Mimic. You bought her that Pokédoll. We quickly cycle back and go up and talk to her. This will give us the rail pass. Now that the magnet train is up and running, we will be able to travel easily between the two regions. We don't have to wait for the SS Aqua trips, and we don't have to worry about flying back and teleporting. Which, to be honest, we probably could have done, but I wanted to get this out of the way, because it is fairly important story. To a degree, anyway. So let's show it off and wrap up the episode by catching a Remoraid. Basically taking a trip on the Shinkansen. Alright, so we've got to fly to Mahogany Town. I will mention as an interesting side note that I haven't actually seen Raikou and Suicune in this edition of things. I did, however, see and catch Entei, as you saw, but the other two remain a mystery. So we have made it with plenty of time to spare. Here's a good little fishing hole. We will be switching to the key item, and as you will note, I did indeed wind up using a couple of the cheats you can use because I have an emulator. Unfortunately, that wound up replacing the old rod because I forgot to switch it off. So it's there if I need it. And let's wrap it up by catching Remoraid. Alright, see how we go. Excellent. So, tell you what I'll do, I'll actually give Weepinbell a chance. What does it have? I did keep it with Sleep Powder, so we will switch over to Weepinbell. Let's see what Vine Whip does for us. Nicely done, Weepinbell. Well placed. And then we will go ahead with Sleep Powder. Ah well, we all have those moments. Remoraid is determined to take aim. Very fastidious. Mind you, it can actually be difficult to hit targets. Last year, I actually did have the opportunity to fire a World War I style rifle, and needless to say, I lived up, or more accurately down, to my proud statement that I graduated with honours from the Imperial Stormtrooper Marksmanship Academy. I think the koalas in the trees were probably in more danger. I tried to aim, but it's not something you can do very easily. Anyway, we have caught Remoraid, the jet Pokemon. It has superb accuracy. The water it shoots out can strike even moving prey from more than 300 feet. So, another successful catch wrapped up. When you see me again, we will be back in Cerulean City. We'll be taking on the gym there and moving on. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you next time. And I will see you in the next installment of our scenic tour through the Johto region. I've done it again, you idiot.